معي صفية. So could you tell us more about this beautiful space and sound art and what it is?
Sure. So right now we're at one of the spaces in the NYUD music program.
Okay.
So this is a small studio that caters towards a lot of our composition kind of creation. We kind of say that the kind of first moment of sound art, the notable moment was in the futurist kind of movement in Italy with Luca Rosso kind of having this manifest of noise and the art of noise. So he kind of had this like futurist orchestra, noise orchestra, where he used different objects to recreate noises of industrialization, because it was at that moment. And then we went on from there to John Cage's famous 4:33, this idea of like 4 minutes, 33 minutes of listening to silence.
4 minutes and 33 seconds,
33 seconds
of listening to silence. So 4 دقائق و33 ثانية إنه تسمعوا ولا شيء بس هدوء. Okay, very cool.
And really just trying to question, what is listening? And so from there, it really just evolved into how we understand listening, how we understand sound, and how can we use different sounds, whether urban, environmental, or just something that we create digitally.
Okay. So you kind of base it on feeling?
I think sometimes it is, because I like to record traditional music of the UAE.
Very nice.
And incorporate it, kind of make it more, I synthesize it.
Okay.
But other times it's really focused on space, it's focused on tradition, it's focused on kind of locality.
So صفية بتاخد مقاطع من صوت التراث الإماراتي وبتأنجو وبتعمله into a music performance أو music creation, يعني into a final product. That's so beautiful. What are you going to show us today? So what are we going to do?
Just make noise with different sounds, and some of them add patterns.
Okay.
And just see what happens.
What we create. All right, I'm very excited. All right, let's go.
So right now we're hearing kind of like some sort of a rhythm.
Okay.
And if we trace where this rhythm comes from, it starts here.
This one.
So what happens here is that there's an LED light that's flashing.
Okay.
And this flashing represents the actual sound that you hear. So it's like a beat. It's giving you a beat. You can change this beat. You can tap on the light to kind of make it slower, make it faster. So we'll keep it at this rate for now.
Okay.
And so you kind of create a bass line, you create some texture, you create some sounds, and through improvising you create a composition. So this is like the starting point for creating sounds using these instruments. And
and then where would we be playing that sound? Does it have to be a small room or a performance like the Black Box in the NYU, for example? And who are the target audiences for?
Good question. This is basically, you could say that it's equivalent to any other instrument. This is, for some people, like this is
آلة موسيقية, a musical instrument.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've curated a show in the Black Box, Electrofest, and a lot of artists actually use these systems.
Very nice.
The target audience, honestly, people who like electronic music, experimental, people who are curious, and for the most part, people who are open to listening to new things.
To new things. Amazing. فبهدول الآلات الموسيقية بتقدروا تعملوا موسيقى إلكترونية إذا بتعرفوها، وكمان تخترعوا أصوات جديدة مثل الطريقة اللي هلأ صفية أجتنا. All right, awesome, Sophia. Would they use these sounds in films as well?
Yes.
So they create these sounds in films.
Yeah. So a lot of film composers actually just experiment. For example, like we take the recent what is it, that film Dunes.
Yeah.
They created certain instruments to replicate sounds of things that don't exist. So they actually manufacture, fabricate wooden kind of objects and play around with creating these sounds that are interesting. Which is really what you do. You're just trying to craft a sound.
Okay, thank you so much, Saf, for being here and for telling us more about sound art. Do you think it gave you the space to be you, like growing up and learning more about it? How do you think it has changed you or affected you?
I think that sound has allowed me, or experimenting with sound allowed me to evolve from what was my initial kind of practice and hobby, which was the piano. And it has allowed me to understand who I am as an artist,
Right.
but also open new fields for me in collaborations with other people. And also just trying to understand who I am as a listener, understand better how to listen to the world around me, as opposed to just engaging in a practice that allows me to understand sound in a more kind of technical but also deeper theoretical
Right.
level.
Like they say, quiet the mind and listen around. And then when you do really quiet the mind, you start listening to all these kinds of sounds that you would never heard before, because your thoughts are kind of bombarding your brain. So it is a beautiful hobby. And thank you so much for teaching me today. And I hope انتوا كلكم تعلمتوا أكتر عن فن السماع، وإذا حابين تتعلموا كمان وتطوروا هاي الهوبي تبعكم، ححط لكم اللينك بلو اللي حكت لنا عنها صفية، وحتى فيكم تجربوا تعملوا ريسيرش على اليوتيوب وعلى جوجل. أكيد في a lot of resources for people to understand more about it, isn't there؟ فكتير في شغلات فيكم تتعلموها. وبس ان شاء الله تكونوا حبيتوا الحلقه، واذا عندكم اي فكره او شو الهوبي الثانيه اللي حابين تتعلموها او تشوفوها، خبروني بالكومنتس بلو. ما تنسوا تعملوا لايك سبسكرايب، وبنشوفكم الحلقه الجايه.